put the kids to bed. Dads are home. We are the DWO podcast representing the Dad World Order. I am the one, the only, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, my esteemed colleagues, the Bluegrass Bomber himself, Mr. Brando. What's up, Brando?
What's up, Magnificent?
Or as Tony Storm will call you, Brando.
Brando.
Brando. So
gorgeous.
lovely.
Mm.
And last but not least, Mr. Eric Big Rig Murphy.
What up, what up?
What is up, Big Rig?
Not a whole lot.
We're running a little late tonight, but well worth it. Recording some content for everybody. An absolute hilarious interview. We just actually came off of. Ran incredibly late, but like I said, well worth it. Look forward to interview coming your way soon. Guys, wow. I don't know about you all, but my endorphins are still on complete maximum overload from Tuesday night's Title Tuesday event.
I still haven't washed my right hand.
It's gross, man.
It's gonna start stinking.
I mean,
GMPs.
Brando, do you want to go ahead and tell everybody why you haven't washed your right hand so everybody's not like, why is he?
Absolutely. Well, like my comrades here were saying, we had Title Tuesday. AEW came back to Cincy. The Heritage Bank Arena was awesome. Got to see my boy Jericho defend the Ring of Honor title against a stupid idiot. Was absolutely incredible match. But the highlight of the night was when Britt Baker, D, came out to the ring to support her fellow combatants, and then was pummeled by former Paige and was tossed over the barricade. So she walked right by me, and I was able to touch her forearm. I can die happy man now.
He went straight. Oh my God, I touched her!
He literally turned to me. I touched her forearm. Oh my Lord.
I did.
Well,
I love it.
I'm glad you were so happy. I'm pretty sure you were more excited than Emmy was, which is, I mean, there were a lot of points that night where she was geeking out.
There's a lot of points. I say we all had a few moments that night where we were just
getting to meet FTR and Wardlow and Tony Storm too was just absolutely, oh my God.
Yeah. Thank you to AEW for giving us those opportunities. That was a great meet and greet. Got to see the Ass Boys and Morrissey. If you haven't seen it, I posted the video online. But a little cosplay there. But that was just a little something extra, It was a pretty neat event. It was all cool until the guy that was like 6'7" with a humongous afro sat in front of me. And then I watched the entire show like this.
Well, dude, at one point during the main event, there was a guy like in the middle of that section we were in, and him and his girlfriend were like standing on their seats. Like we were all standing, and then they were standing on their seats, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like it was, I don't know, like that.
He had to hold up his T-shirt.
Have some freaking etiquette at a show. Like,
funny story, when you guys had already got to the seats and I was trying to find you all before everything started, the usher took me to the wrong spot. He took me over to where Cephas was. And I was like, these are not my seats. And Cephas was like, dude, you're sitting there. I was like, no, this can't be right. There's literally two. This is not them. No, these are not my seats.
Speaking of ushers, if any of our loyal followers was wondering why you didn't see my beautiful sign on national television, it was confiscated before the taping started. So apparently they took exception to
security is a bunch of stepdads. That's what it was.
Yeah. But they took exception to the QR code, which I guess in hindsight should have seen that. But either way, it's a very
yeah, it stunk. But it was still cool, and like they had screens off to the side, and it was funny because Emmy got a kick out of that. She looked up at it at one point. She's like, "I can see myself." And if you go back and watch, I can't remember what match it was during, but you can see me and her looking up to our right and just like waving our arms like we're not even watching the match, just enthralled. We can see ourselves.
Oh yeah, you can clearly see me swinging my head back around to scream at you, Maffey.
Oh, dude, that killed me. That was so funny. What up, Stu?
Oh, Stu.
But yeah, overall, just God, what a night. Got to meet Tony Storm and FTR, obviously. Like for me, that was unreal, and just what just cool guys they are. You know, like I walked up there with my daughter, and I mean, I could have been, you know, in the back. Dax and Kat, they were both just super cool to her. And I mean, Dax is, you know, a dad, girl dad himself, and just you can just tell that he's just, both of them were just so cool. I don't even have the words for it. It was a really, really awesome experience.
I think
Brucey's gonna make a meme of that face, by the way.
I think I accidentally caused our boy Mox some harm coming on his way because Wardlow was digging the belt. He absolutely loved the AEW title, and it looked amazing on his shoulder. By the way, it was, you guys have seen the pics. Like, he even said himself, "You just made a problem for the champ." I was like, I would love to see it. I flat out told him, that'd be a fucking banger. That's exactly what I said. I said, you and Mox, yes, please. How do I do this?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Mox, what an abrupt ending to that main event.
Oh man,
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
without the commentator team and the replays, you know, we were kind of just left there wondering, you know, didn't know that they were having to call audible, you know, which, you know, watching the playback, they did a pretty good job of, you know, not keeping the attention off and the cameras off the ring.
Well, I knew something was up. I never saw it. I saw him sell saw him sell it, and then I kept looking over at Maffey and telling Maffey something was up because they had a bunch of managers coming over to our right, and they were talking, and I was telling Maffey something's up, something's about to happen over here or something, and sure enough, that's when they brought the stretcher out.
Yeah, it's nuts. But luckily he's okay.
Yeah.
I know saying just a concussion is kind of minimizing it, but you know, it could have been way worse, neck damage or anything like that. So
I'd take a concussion over being paralyzed any day of the week. So
yeah, just
but yeah, that was so weird. I didn't even realize anything was going on.
Yeah, I think we all missed it because
we just thought he was selling the lariat, you know. Yeah. So we're like, all right, you know, let's see what happens next. And then like they, you know, Turner comes over and, you know, goes like this, and I'm like, that's a weird ending. And then when they started undoing the bottom turnbuckle, I was like, okay,
that's when I knew it was, you know, wasn't a work.
Yeah. But very glad that he is okay. That was definitely scary.
But their rematch should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this, the audible they called to finish this episode was awesome.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that was the plan, you know, if maybe the match would have ended with like 5 minutes to go or something. Because it ended, there were still like 12,
10 or
12 minutes left in the show.
Yep. We just thought he was cashing in right then.
You know, Mox just getting on that mic and, you know, being able to talk and this, that, and the other. And then MJF coming out there, you know, because I guess it's close enough to start announcing for Full Gear, but like Full Gear is like what, mid-November?
November 18th or 19th, something like that.
Yeah, so
I mean, we're already towards the end of October, though.
Yeah, right? So I mean, I didn't know if they wanted to announce that yet or not. So I mean, it may have been planned, it may not, but either way, awesome. And also speaking of MJF, we got to witness probably one of the greatest oratory exhibitions. We don't say the P word, according to MJF. That I've ever seen. Genuinely, that was unreal. That's the funny thing is we were at the Cincinnati show last year, and his promo last year was awesome. That's where mid was born. You know, everybody uses that now. And so it's cool to be able to say, like, man, he had me on hanging on his every word. Him and Regal. It was amazing.
Yeah, last time he went nuclear on Pillman's family.
Yep.
Oh man,
It was brutal. Speaking of Pillman, how cool was that crowd surfing?
That was amazing. Yeah, after the match. That was pretty awesome.
If he just would have came a little bit further over.
Maffey got
bit, I'll
to
hold
see
you
his
up.
boy Kingston. Got to see Kingston, FTR.
Oh, I was so happy. So happy.
Absolute glee on Eric's face.
When
Oh, yeah.
Kingston came out.
He gave it a fist pump, like just
I was still eating.
It's my guy, man.
I was just looking up at him. I was like, I can't.
and
I
it was
can't
unexpected.
I gotta let him enjoy it. Until that last dishonorable part where attacking your opponent.
I don't even start with me.
That's not honorable. We don't do that.
Which
Tell him
see,
to
I
Jerry
was gonna give Jericho props because he won the match clean. And then he goes and
gives Jerry Lynn the softest power driver
tries to
ever.
attack Ian Riccaboni, who is an absolute saint. I'm pretty sure the words out of my mouth as soon as he said "and commentators" were "don't you dare."
He did.
Which I'm glad that Jerry Lynn saved him. But unfortunately, Jerry Lynn also took a pile driver to the face on the stage.
I loved it. I loved every second.
By the way, that we didn't see this part. I watched it back. It was on the title. He had the title on the stage, and I was like,
Jerry Lynn, the former Ring of Honor champion, gets power drive on the Ring of Honor championship.
Yep.
I love
Desecration.
But yeah, I mean, something I thought about, like that MJF Regal segment. Like, obviously MJF's thought about that for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if Regal never got fired from WWE? That segment never happens.
Right.
What if Brawlout doesn't happen? Punk's in a feud with MJF right now. That segment doesn't happen.
Right.
Just all these little things that happened.
Change the trajectory of, the stories. And thank God for it. Because I, for one, would much rather see Jon Moxley as champion than CM Punk.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of that, got our first mention since All Out of the Elite, and Punk was in the Ring of Honor video package.
Mm-hmm.
And also it was reported that Ace Steel is gone, so I think it's kind of sounding like they might be coming back here soon. Because on commentary, which we didn't hear while we were there, for the trios match, they said the Death Triangle won the trios titles from the Elite, who never lost them. And I felt like that was a very interesting line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's the beginning of a long-term story.
Mm-hmm. I was also very excited to see the women's match come on second. I think that really helped it, and I mean, this crowd was there for it, man. That whole segment was awesome. The match was great. Tony and Sheeta just going at each other, and then of course DMD has to come out and just get that hometown heat wearing a freaking Pittsburgh jersey. Ugh. The worst.
She does the same thing in Cleveland. It's the same reaction.
Yeah, it's
Cincinnati crowd is louder. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys were in both Cincinnati and Cleveland. Who had the louder crowd?
I think Cincinnati did.
Yeah, most continuously loud. Yeah, there were moments in Cleveland that was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
Well, it also helps that we only went to basically half of a normal taping for them, which I'm glad for, honestly, because sitting through a Rampage after that, as much as it is nice seeing the live wrestling versus on TV, and especially that close. these are pretty tight quarters. And yeah,
You
a
guys,
little warm.
I had a 17-pound anchor on my shoulder when I was fucking.
Yeah.
That was your decision to bring,
told you.
sir.
I loved it though. I loved it. Loved and I'm glad I planted this. I feel like I planted the real seed in Wardlow's head. Not trying to get Mox lost, but ooh, or you guys should have seen Wardlow's reaction, and then him throwing it, and he just looking. He's
Incorrect.
Like, yeah. Oh man.
I was happy to see her get her ass beat by Saraya.
Which is fun. I can't wait to. You think that's going to be an all-out match?
Full Gear.
Is it Full Gear? Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Full Gear match.
Yeah, I think we got the potential for 3 women's matches on Full Gear: women's title, TBS title, and Saraya and Britt.
What's the status on Thunder?
Ray's gonna get that ass.
I don't know. I know Tony Storm did an interview the other day talking about how she doesn't like the interim and all that stuff, so she could be coming back soon. I don't know.
Starting to play into that same thing John Moxley played into.
Yeah, I think so. Because she was like, she keeps saying that she's the champion and everything. And I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be an awesome feud and match when she does come back, obviously.
I mean, it's about 4 weeks away. So, I mean, this still gives them time to, if they don't announce anything for the women, within the next couple weeks, it's definitely Thunder Rosa.
Right. But I loved, you know what kind of made me laugh a little bit? I am surprised at the reaction Rio got coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad she did, but like, I didn't think anybody in Cincinnati knew who she was.
I
like watching her better. I like watching Sheeta.
I'd have to say Sheeta for me. But I think Rio, I appreciate how innovative. I appreciate how innovative she is for how small she is.
The coolest entrance by far to me the whole night was Freshly Squeezed in that backpack. I mean
hey, that's hilarious.
Man.
Yeah, I did see that earlier today. Kevin Nash and his family, that's got to be terrible.
Yeah, 26 years old. It's terrible. Thoughts and prayers to Kevin Nash and his family and friends. That's awful. Should never have to bury your child.
No.
Yeah, I can't
makes
even
you hug your own kids a little tighter tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's awful. I don't know what the situation was. They asked for privacy, so I'm not going to speculate on what happened or anything. But yeah, there was that, and then AEW. I saw their lead video engineer just passed away a few days ago. So it's just like, man, it sucks, but it's really cool to see how tight knit of a community the wrestling community is when things like this happen. I mean, that somebody sets up a GoFundMe, and I mean, I'm pretty sure Tony Khan donated like 15 grand or something like that to the GoFundMe, and just stuff like that. I think it's really cool that people come together. Not saying he's better than anybody else for what he donated, but obviously he has the money, so
right.
It's just cool to see everybody looking out for each other. Yeah,
with the wrestling community too, is they are tight knit and they very welcome everybody with open arms.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, boys. The this NWF factory, my wheels are turning. My wheels are hard turning now.
The stepdad's got you
the fantasy camp.
Turning, huh? Speaking of NWF, we did get to see quite a couple of our local talents on the AEW tapings. I believe that'll be on Dark. Lord Crew, Nikki Victory, and Nasty Russ.
Yeah,
Lord Crew got to go up against Matt Hardy.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
I immediately turned to Mike like, dude, if I was him, I'd be so excited right now.
Not only that, but there was quite a bit of Crew chants in the crowd too. So he's definitely got a pretty decent fan base out there. Good for him.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
Somebody we get to see locally. Although I haven't actually. It's the first time I've seen him wrestle live. He's never actually been in any of the NWF shows I've been to.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like he travels more.
Mm-hmm.
For different promotions and stuff.
Well, he's definitely got the look, and he's got the the kind of it factor.
Right.
You notice that right away with him. But yeah, no, that was fun to see. Speaking of NWF, we'll be at an NWF event this weekend in Elmwood, the VFW.
Mm-hmm.
Get to see a steel cage match between Beck Reeves and James Cross for the Unified Championship. So that
yeah, that's going to be awesome. Also going to see Big Mama and Riley Matthews, former tag partners, going against each other.
Ooh, that'll be good. Those are
So
some of the best ones usually.
Yeah, that'll be a really good match, I think.
Heated. Kobe Kane and Noba Gabriel go up against Stark Brothers or
Sharp Brothers. Yeah,
Sharp Brothers. Brothers.
Yeah, it should be pretty good for sure. Always enjoy seeing those guys.
Fun little Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Have you guys watched Raw at all?
No,
I watched a decent amount of it. It was there. I mean, there was nothing on there that made me like, oh my,
The Baron Corbin JBL thing was almost kind of cringy to me. It's like, quit! You're trying so hard to get JBL to put this guy over, and it just. But that's the thing;
they're not helping themselves. What did they have him wrestling in?
Yeah,
I mean,
like the Shocker from Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't know. He looked like his color scheme was like vanilla Dr. Pepper, but we're gonna make all these weird parts of the suit
Cringy.
The same color as your skin, so it looks like, I don't know, it was weird.
I just thought they would have given him something better. I was like, oh well, put him with JBL, repackage him a little bit, maybe give him something, but it was just kind of the same shit. Just had JBL out there kissing his ass.
And that's the thing, like Corbin himself is a fantastic worker, so if you give him the right character work, he'd be awesome. But nothing he's ever done has been enjoyable to me.
NXT Lone Wolf Baron Corbin was better than anything he's had since he's been on the main roster.
Yeah, I liked him when he was that.
Minus that terrible haircut, but with shaved head now and Lone Wolf, I'd be
the happy Corbin and sad. I've never liked.
Yeah, King Corbin. None of that's really never been any good.
They did set up the. They had the Rollins versus Riddle match again, but I guess it makes sense because at Extreme Rules he made him tap, so run it back and be for some gold this time.
I will say this. I don't know if you were going to say the same thing, but I loved the Ali, Mustafa Ali run-in. I thought that was awesome on both parts, at the beginning during his promo and at the end.
Yep. I like that they're inserting him because that guy's a great worker. And I think him and Seth, Seth, every match he does is, that guy puts on consistently good matches, and him and Ali are just, I think this is going to be, and it's something different. It's not
for sure.
Run it back to Bobby Lashley again. And no, we're finally getting something a little bit different.
And I was speaking of that, like, I thought that was a great way to open the show. Just Lesnar coming out and just pull apart brawl. It was amazing.
And it was kind of even though, it went both ways. Like one smashed the other smashed the other one, and it was very evenly. You okay?
Yeah, you're gonna see in a second. Sorry.
Yeah, no, good way to
Go
open the
ahead.
show.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Way to open the show. Uh, but
Bottled
honestly,
water.
I think my favorite part was the Ali, and he's just saying, coming out like, I'm your problem now. Like, deal with it. No, you're not. And then at the end, he came out and he's like, yeah, I am. And I hope it's not just, oh, this is a feud for Crown Jewel and then Ali's back on main event. I hope this is Ali consistently being on Raw, because I think he's an awesome character and I want to see more of him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm very bummed out that Kevin Owens did not come out during the Elias segment.
Right?
I'm so
Riddle
bummed.
instead.
I felt
Totally
like that was
misplayed.
such a slam dunk, which maybe they'll do it this week. I don't know. But I felt like that was such a slam dunk for him to come out and just be super upset about it.
Yeah, why bring him back if you're not, and you're just gonna leave that? You
Right.
got to pick it up. He did address that his brother had his career cut short, but he didn't say any names.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, Raw was just like, it was there. There were some good parts, and it's not as bad as it used to be at all. Like, it's definitely, you can tell they're putting a lot more effort into it.
But you can also tell that it's not the flagship program anymore.
No.
Yes, the SmackDown's it, man. Especially with Bray going to SmackDown.
Yes, that's what I loved. I love Bray coming out there.
We got a Bray recap and nothing new. So I guess Friday nights are going to be our Bray Wyatt nights.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that I feel like it's going to be like this until they have a main title on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? It's hard. Like, I think it's great what they're trying to do, making the U.S. title feel like super important, but it's still the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, unless you have a champion, a world champion on Raw, it's going to feel less than, especially being a 3-hour show.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully at these coming big pay-per-views, maybe some of that will change. And it's not going to be Logan Paul.
Yeah,
No. Not a shot in hell.
I mean, here's what I'll say about that. Will it be a good match? Probably. I'm hoping so. Am I interested in it? No, not even a little bit. This is a match to just bring casual fans in. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm. So Logan Paul was training with Shawn Michaels. He posted.
Yeah, I saw it. So hopefully, it's good. I just want to see good wrestling on my TV every week. That's all I care about.
I don't see it being good at all.
Next Saturday.
And that's where I kind of wish, I'm hoping that Roman has a character change soon. Because he actually is a really good worker, but his style of match right now is boring as shit. And he does like 4 moves and that's it. Mm-hmm. So why don't we bring back, I mean, I know he's getting older and whatever, so he probably doesn't want to do all that stuff anymore, but come back and work a fast-paced match instead of this Superman punch.
Yeah.
Guillotine.
He's in God mode. You don't have to.
That's stupid.
At least it's good enough. And we've talked about before where he doesn't need, he should, a true champion shouldn't need, interference to run in, and he doesn't.
Can I get since we're on this idiot Roman Reigns, can I get a Jericho soundboard?
Mm-mm. Get an Eric laughing soundboard.
Don't worry, I'll just do that pretty much every show, no matter what. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. I'm excited for SmackDown because we get to see more Bray stuff. I think that's one of the most interesting stories in wrestling right now. Obviously,
yeah.
A lot of people are saying they didn't buy the whole thanking everybody, and we say
no.
them. And
I'll say this: I think that was him being a very, very good actor. But at the same time, like a lot of the stuff he said was probably true.
Mhm.
There could have been some stuff that he made up. But I think that was him showing us how amazing of an actor he is. Personally.
You know what's funny is after we talked about it on Sunday, I went back and listened to Busted Open Radio's take on it, and it was almost exactly word for word, but I mean it was almost the exact take that we had on it.
Right.
So good for us.
We smart sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. There was so much at Dynamite that like that
Dalton
show
Castle
was
really
so,
impressed me. Like I had never seen him wrestle a match before. You talk about innovation, him using his boys like Angry Birds was absolutely hilarious.
I've seen matches of his before, and like that's what he'll do. He'll yell out and he'll say, "Bring me a boy," and then he uses them and like throws them on somebody so he doesn't have to actually do anything, and it's just hilarious.
And another thing they did, and I actually missed it on their entrance, is the boys made a human
he steps up. He
for
steps
him.
up. Yeah. It's so awesome.
To the replay, Brando, if you haven't gone back and watched the replay yet.
Oh, of course I did.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought all I thought the Mox entrance, I mean, that place exploded when his music hit, man. And then
I so thought he was going to run right by us.
But here's what I loved, though. I loved Hangman going out there and taking it to him out in the crowd, not letting him get his full entrance, because it's like he's already a huge underdog. Plus, he's in Mox's hometown. He's got to take whatever advantage he can get. And I liked that as like a storytelling element. And then he goes and does that freaking moonsault off the entrance ramp and just, oh, so good.
What a way to start a match.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch it in full because I love hearing the commentary. That's one thing you kind of miss out on when you're there live is the commentary.
Yeah. Yes, agreed.
Which I think that would be weird, like if you heard it over like the loudspeaker as the match was going on. So like,
I didn't stop to think and listen when they did do a tope if they could hear us screaming tope over Excalibur.
I doubt it, but it was pretty funny. The fact that every time a tope suicida was done, these two in unison yelled out "Tope suicida." It was awesome.
Dance break?
Absolutely. But it just, I thought the whole thing was awesome. I mean, the FTR little segment, they're going against Swerve Our Glory next week.
Oh, they ready.
Give me all of that, baby.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
They finally addressed the issue of, hey, you guys have been number one contenders for this long.
I flat out asked them.
Now you want to step up.
And here's the thing is that if it's acclaimed FTR at Full Gear, FTR could win it, and I don't think the Acclaim get hurt. They're so over that they could have this short run and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they need a long sustained run, though. You know what I mean?
Not every run has to be long.
No.
Yeah, I guess.
I personally think, and this isn't because I love, FTR or whatever. I think because a lot of these title reigns have all been 6 months plus.
Mhm.
And it's like, that's going to become, what do you call it? I'm brain farting. Not repetitive, but we're going to expect it from now on. So like, why not have a surprise? Oh my, what? You know? I think that'd be cool. And the Acclaimed are so freaking over, it's not going to hurt them losing the titles, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I just I like what
titles
they're doing.
Versus trademark.
Yeah, on Friday. That's going to be awesome. And then 10's going up against Roosh. So that should be interesting.
So is Andrade officially gone? Or is he just
No,
on leave?
I haven't heard anything. Yeah, I think he's just vacationing with Charlotte and stuff.
She's been gone a while too.
Yeah.
Darby and Lethal fighting.
Yeah, Darby and Lethal.
Pinned him under the garage door and put a
Pinned him
finger
under
on
the
him.
garage door.
Addie, I forgot to tell you guys this. When they were watching, they watched that segment. Addie walked up to the TV. And she said, "Mommy, that guy got killed. He killed. He killed."
He's broken in half.
Lisa told me about that. I was like, "Oh, that's amazing." Then Addie was also, when she saw us, and then she kept asking Lisa, "When is Daddy gonna wrestle? When is Daddy gonna?"
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
One day.
Possibly.
One day.
This last interview's got my wheels really turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a guy that starts at 50.
Right.
Said there's still hope
he
for
can
this
do
old
it.
man.
If he can do it.
You guys are still in your 30s.
Yeah, until we go in there and take a bump, and then we're like,
Yeah, I think I could. I think if vision really ain't that big a problem, I think I could build my way. I think, at least, I don't know. I've never done it. We'll see. But my wheels are really, really turning.
I mean, Rocky Romero wrestles with the eye patch on.
That's my only.
That's only in the entrance. He takes it off when he's in the ring.
That's the vision part's my only.
Shut up, Eric. I'm trying to.
I don't know. I'm sure we could figure it out.
Hulk Hogan had a glass eye. Nobody knew that.
But yeah, overall, great week of wrestling. I thought it was funny that they threw everything but the kitchen sink at NXT, trying to get a better rating than Dynamite, bringing back Shinsuke Nakamura and everything. Like,
didn't work.
Whatever.
Dynamite still wins.
And that makes me think, like, yeah, you guys can sit there and say you're not worried about AEW. Bullcrap. Because you just showed your hand right
there. No, I mean, Triple H is, I think, a little bit more transparent than Vince was about it. Like, they know that they're there. Like, they did that knowing full well everybody's like, yeah, this is why they're doing it. Which also I feel like kind of is one of the things, like, well, it's not like it's a special surprise. It's just them trying to pop a rating. Like, is it going to be a great show? I don't know. They're just throwing names at it so people tune in.
Right. You just veering off from their set storylines, in order to do that kind of crap. But I think they were all like stipulation kind of matches is how it all kind of worked out. It's, this person had to get somebody from whoever they wanted from whatever roster.
The Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Either way, Rampage at Daly's place on Friday should be good.
And it's live, so
it'll be live, so that'll be good. I mean, the card isn't like the best for a live Rampage, but maybe they'll have some surprises. I don't know. I'm sure they'll do something cool on Dark for the crowd there and stuff.
Cargo flat told Tony if she don't have her belt back.
It's like, I'm gonna hijack all 60 minutes. I loved her coming out in the freaking Reds jersey. I know you already said it, but I just that
was last interview.
That was so awesome. Did we talk about that last interview?
Yes.
Yeah. Jade Cargill coming out in the that dude BP jersey.
And it had his charm on too. That thing was a nugget like this big, man. It was crazy.
That was awesome.
I loved it.
But yeah, and then SmackDown. Have they announced any matches for SmackDown?
Not that I'm aware of yet, though. I haven't seen anything.
Well, I mean, people are going to tune in to see Bray, so
Yeah, absolutely. Probably get some of the bloodline. Give me some more Sami Zayn, and then yeah. I guess maybe this week will give us a little more telling, another little breadcrumb into the story. Gonna know a little more about what last week was. He could come out in a completely different character this week and act like last week never happened.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway. Yeah, I'm hoping just going forward, just give me good wrestling on my TV every week, no matter what the company is. That's all I care about.
Yeah, it's looking that way. I mean, everything I've been watching lately, whether it's indie wrestling or, the big guys on TV, everybody's been really stepping up their game, and it's a great time to be a wrestling fan.
For sure.
I feel like we would have had so much more to talk about.
Yeah, like why does this go so
everything
quickly?
I think the stepdad stole all our energy.
No, well, I wouldn't say that.
Stepdad.
I don't know. I think
you guys are in for a hell of an episode with them. That was a great.
Oh, that was awesome. That was very funny.
Definitely gonna have to do one of them again. Those guys are great.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Stepdads Wrestling, those guys are absolutely hilarious. They are a character-driven team. They are stepdads, and everything is kind of a big dad joke, but those guys can also put it down in the ring too. So check them out. Check out their YouTube stuff. They have a huge library.
The Stepdad Wrestling, except for I think Twitter. He said they would just call the Stepdad Wrestle.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to usually I got stuff to bitch about and be sassy about, but there wasn't anything on Dynamite that I didn't like.
You can't be sassy. You literally got to meet FTR. Kingston was right there. He could have hawked a loogie on you and you'd have caught it.
Yeah.
So when are Bret Hart and Bill Goldberg gonna eventually come a fist fight, some sort of grudge match?
They will never. That will never.
No, like a shoot fight.
It'll happen at some point, I'm sure.
No, Bret Hart legitimately hates him. He legitimately hates him with everything in him. There will never
There must have been some. I guess he made another comment recently because there's a bunch of memes as of late about Bret Hart hating Bill Goldberg.
Oh, he does. He absolutely hates.
And in his career, I hate him too.
Yeah, I don't know.
WWE reportedly planning show same day as next Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
They are, yeah. I just saw that today. I think it's going to be called NXT Deadline. It's their next premium live event after Halloween Havoc, but it's going to be December 10th. But the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, I'm pretty sure, starts in the afternoon, and that one starts in the evening. So I don't think they're running head-to-head.
Okay.
Which I'm still gonna. I would rather watch a Ring of Honor pay-per-view than an NXT one.
Bro.
NXT.
You better go on.
But I don't know. They're really there wasn't anything on Raw that I was upset about, and same for I guess Dynamite. If I went back and watched the show all the way through, there'd probably be some stuff I could pick apart. But being there live, you just enjoyed everything. So. What's happening?
Oh, nothing. Things are happening.
Anywho.
Anyway.
Guys, I got nothing else for you.
No.
Yeah, I think that about wraps her
Call
up.
it a night.
Yeah. But yeah, we got stay tuned. We got quite a few interviews coming your way. And I'm sure we'll have even more content from going to NWF this weekend. That'll be a blast. And then we'll be there the weekend after too. So
Spooktacular.
that's right.
You got your own
It's gonna be
Star
awesome.
Rider for me.
We will.
You know it. But yeah, other than that, anybody watching, please like this video. That really helps us out. So other people can come enjoy the dads, and enjoy Brandon's bedroom attire. Also, if you feel like sharing this, that would be fantastic. And the all-important subscribe. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record once we're like a year into this and we've done like 100 episodes, but it helps us out a lot because we enjoy doing this.
Subscribe.
And
Guys, have any ideas what you want to see? Topics, discussions, ideas?
Put them in the comments. That'd be great. So other than that, we will see you back here on Sunday night, 9 p.m. regular time. Talk about SmackDown, talk about Rampage, any news. Top Dads out.
Dad, bullshit.